Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I will be talking about the Washington football team and how they are starting to get healthy, especially on offense, and how that will help the team in the second half of the season. I'll give you guys the injury update from today's practice, a lot of guys getting back, and I'll also give you guys the Bucs injury report. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content, hit that like button and turn on those notifications. It really helps out the channel a ton. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so let's start off with the Washington football team's injury report. So this is today's injury report from Wednesday. So the players that did not practice: Curtis Samuel and Montez Sweat. Montez Sweat has that jaw injury, going to be out at least, a couple games, probably, 2 or 3 games at the minimum. And Curtis Samuel, you might as well call him side field Curtis Samuel, because he's always on the side field and not doing practice. And yeah, he's, DMP today, and I don't know if we're going to see him the rest of the season. Ron Rivera, said he, felt like he was progressing, last week, but it just hasn't translated to the field. He's still not practicing. We'll see when he comes back. It's crazy that they didn't put him on IR a few weeks ago, and when they could have. And the Montez Sweat, like I said, he'll be back in a few weeks likely, and limited. A lot of guys coming back. De'Ami Brown, limited with a knee injury. He should be good to go for this game. Been limited, and as long as he, practices once this week, and even if he's limited, he'll enter the game as questionable. Sam Cosmi, limited with that ankle injury. That is very good news. He started out the season really well and then got hurt, which really was unfortunate. Cornelius Lucas in that game or two where Sam Cosmi was out initially, he played pretty well, but then Sadiq Charles came in, and hopefully Sam Cosmi does come back this week, because he was great for us in the run game, but was solid as a pass blocker as well. I think likely he will play. It's been a while since he's been playing. He also got the bye week, so I think he should be good to go for this game. We'll see on Friday, though, what his injury designation is for Sunday. Antonio Gibson, limited with that shin injury. This is going to happen every, week. He's going to be limited or a DMP on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and he'll get some practice in on, Friday, sometimes Thursday as well. He's dealing with this shin injury, probably going to be, the case for the rest of the year. And, if Washington and, could be likely that at the end of the season they're struggling, they've got a few wins, no chance of the playoffs, maybe it's best that you shut him down so he can be fully ready for 2022, and so you can see Jarrett Patterson, get him some more work. Brandon Sheriff was limited, but I think he's going to be back this week. He was a game time decision last week. They probably knew he wasn't going to play, but they wanted to get, they wanted him to have a workout before the game, so that's why they said game time decision. But I think he'll be back this week. Cam Sims with that hamstring injury, but he played last time, so he should be good to go. And, William Jackson was full, so he is good to go. I'm fine if he, skips another week, but eventually he's going to have to play. We're going to need him to play. The last 2 games that, William Jackson, he hasn't been healthy. He missed the last 2 games for Washington, and those 2 games were the best games by far that our secondary played. And, definitely there is a correlation between, William Jackson missing those games and us playing well, because, he just hasn't played well. And then also, we kind of cater, we've played more man coverage with William Jackson, and I know PFF isn't, the best at times, but they have some solid things there. And all the players except for Cameron Curl, their PFF grade is better in zone coverage than man coverage. And, the last couple weeks, Washington has started to play a little bit more zone coverage now that William Jackson is out, and that really helped out the defense. So I really hope they don't change much once William Jackson comes back. And if he's starting to struggle, play Benjamin St-Juste over him. It's just, hopefully though, I think William Jackson will get better, getting more, accustomed to the scheme, and I think that will help him a ton. Some more injuries on some of the other, or injury updates on some of the other guys. Not so good news on Logan Thomas. He worked out Monday and was sore. Rivera said that they'll monitor him throughout the week. By Friday, they'll determine his status. So he's still on IR, so he won't show up on the injury report until he gets off of IR. My guess before this week, I thought he was going to play this week. I really, really did. But now hearing this, that he's sore after Monday, I would say a little bit under 50% chance that he plays, maybe 40. It definitely could change if he practices tomorrow, but especially with a hamstring injury, you do not want to rush these guys in. You want them to get, multiple practice days in. So honestly, maybe even lower than 40% chance. Unless he practices at all this week, I don't think he will play against the Bucs, but likely he'll play the week after that. Let's see, we got another injury update, this time on Ryan Fitzpatrick. So he did have an MRI the other day and he has some progress, but he's continuing to work and rehab and will be reevaluated soon. Keim said that he's, had some progress and shown some positive signs, but still no timetable. So I don't know. Honestly, it could be a thing where, Fitzpatrick's, healthy in 2 or 3 weeks, but at that point in the season, it's just not worth it for him to come back. He's 37, 38 years old, could retire after this season, and Washington could just instead start Heineke for the rest of the season. And if Heineke's struggling, maybe throw in Kyle Allen. But, I do think Fitzpatrick could come back in the next couple weeks, but probably not against the Bucs. And probably not the week after that as well. So maybe week 12 is when he comes back. At least in my opinion, that's the earliest I think he could come back. And then Curtis Samuel, like I said, he's on the side field every single practice. It's super, super frustrating. And obviously he is dealing with the injury, so partly his fault, but also, they mishandled this really, really bad. He got hurt in May, and he was eased into it in training camp, and then he wasn't fully ready, and he pulled his groin, I think a week before the season started, and then they put him on IR, was out for a few weeks. I think they put him on IR. He came back a little bit too early against the Falcons, and not only too early, they played him a few snaps too many. That's Scott Turner said that. And then, he didn't feel right the next day, and they again played him against the Saints when he shouldn't have, and he, pulled it in that game. And, ever since he hasn't been healthy. So really unfortunate situation, because Curtis Samuel really could have been a game changer for the Washington football team this year. Even the game he did play, in the limited snaps he had, he was moving this, sticks, getting us first downs, and you really saw what this offense could be with Curtis Samuel. So unfortunate that he got hurt. And real quick, the injury report for both teams, you guys can see the Washington side. I already gave you guys that. But on the Tampa Bay side, Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin, and Robert Gronkowski, and Jason Pierre-Paul, all 4 of those guys were DNPs today. My guess is Antonio Brown doesn't play. Rob Gronkowski doesn't play. I didn't hear anything about Chris Godwin before today, so I think he's going to play unless it was something that happened in today's practice, and I'm not sure about Jason Pierre-Paul. And then the rest of the guys, 2 other guys limited, Rashad Robinson and Delaney, and then Giovanni Bernard is full, ready to go. So I think, like I said, at least 2 of those guys, Antonio Brown and Rob Gronkowski won't play. Not sure about Chris Godwin and Jason Pierre-Paul. So that is it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think about the injury report. Happy that, at least some of our guys are coming back. We're likely going to have Cosme, Sheriff, William Jackson, and De'Ami Brown back this week. Maybe Logan Thomas back. We will see. Curtis Samuel, though, likely not coming back, at least this week. Probably not for a while. So like I said, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.